welcome back to another episode of Bird Brain Farming. Today we have a special guest with us. Say hi. Good girl. This is Elena, my baby sister. She's going to be joining us today. And we are super excited. We have a bunch of things to say today, don't we?
She said yes.
She said yes.
All right, let's go take a look at the gardens.
Let's go, come on.
Give you a quick update.
Oh, is it?
All right, so as you remember, we have cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower in this first bed.
And right here, we are sprouting a broccoli.
Yeah, is there a broccoli already sprouted?
Yeah, this one already sprouted.
Look at that, very cool.
And this is cabbage.
And if you remember our grow bags, those are potatoes that are growing pretty well out of those grow bags. And we've got some additional vegetables being grown. We've got some carrots that we've started in these two grow bags, and we're gonna transplant some tea leaves into these front black ones. This garden, if you remember correctly, has got corn, green beans primarily, and then there are a few peppers on the far side of the bed.
And there are a couple of mini plants.
That's right. And we put out some of the saplings that we started inside and just stuck them out here in the bed to get some direct sunlight. I have to water these ASAP. It's about 92 degrees today in North Texas, so it has been hot today. Here is the third bed. We've got tomatoes off to a very good start. And we also have jalapenos, habaneros, and a giant Marconi pepper in this bed. And real quick, while we're out here, you can see the solar panel that I have lying down face up. I usually keep it on the fence over there. However, it's been cloudy, so I've moved it for the last couple of days just to give it more direct sunlight. And here is the aquaponics. I'm not sure if you can see any catfish in there. There's one albino catfish and there's another one in there. There's also a goldfish swimming around in there. We had somewhat of an accident with the fish. We bought a whole lot more catfish, but they passed away. We think it was the chlorine levels in the water, even though we have been cycling this thing for about 2 to 3 weeks. Come to find out that probably wasn't enough. So we're going to buy some chemicals that the fishery sells. We're gonna drop it in there, wait another day or so, and then go and get some more catfish. However, 2 of them are still alive in there, and we think they're gonna make it. So those are the 2 strong survivors. But we do feel bad that some catfish didn't make it, but that comes with the territory. That's the reality of backyard farming. You're gonna lose some plants, and if you try something like aquaponics for the first time, you're going to make some mistakes, and we certainly made some mistakes. But for the most part, it is growing pretty well. I've got the pump working, obviously, and tomato plants, jalapenos, some pepper plants, and strawberries right up here. So we'll give you an update on that in future videos, but all those plants look like they're doing pretty well. We just now need to get more fish. So the growth really takes off because we need more fish for the excretions. 2 fish won't cut it to provide the the optimal nutrients to these plants. All
Okay,
right.
I have something to say. We have another miracle. Let's let Elena tell you. Say turtle.
Louder.
Louder.
Say turtle. I think you guys heard that. All right, let's go take a
Maybe.
look. Okay, so from past videos, you probably remember this black horse trough. We tried to catch some shad and keep them in this container. However, they also passed away. However, my daughter Angie found a baby turtle recently.
This is the OG turtle. Come here. OG right here. His name is Sheldon. Say hello, Sheldon.
And Sheldon was discovered along a walking path probably
Yes.
2 weeks ago. So we transferred him into here, and then this morning,
And then we
Literally
were on
this
a walk.
morning.
We were on a walk, and before this, I've been going out like 3 days in a row trying to find another friend for it. And just out of the blue this morning, I was walking on the grass, literally almost stepped on it. We found this little guy. He's still shy. Sheldon's not shy at all. This guy's shy. We don't know if it's a boy or girl, but we named it Bruce because Bruce is awesome. And so he lives in here too, and they're both baby red-eared sliders. You can call them red-eared turtles, but they're known as red-eared sliders. So.
Yep, so we've got a second pump that's providing it some oxygenated water, and these turtles are thriving in here. We actually had some goldfish in here as well that lived for quite a while, but we transferred them over into the big tank. So
Turtles.
very cool. 2 turtles growing. One more look at our grow beds.
Let's go look at the pumpkins.
And now for an update on the pumpkins.
And you might be surprised, because I was really surprised one day when I came out here, and there's an ant pile, and my pumpkins are growing amazingly. Elena, can you say pumpkin? Say pumpkin. She cannot say pumpkin. Anyway, those are pumpkins. They are doing the best right now. These middle ones, I don't know if you can see that one. For some reason, this side is doing way better than that side. I don't know why, but I honestly don't know.
Watch out for those fire ants, Ava.
Make sure she doesn't step Watch out for the ant pile. Okay, anyway, those are pumpkins. They're doing the best.
Uh-oh.
Oh my goodness!
Uh-oh. Shake her hands off. Quick.
Let's give a growl to the ants and then just attack them.
We're going to have to kill that ant pile. I just noticed that this morning. Are there any ants crawling to the top? Uh-oh. Get her on
Elena,
there.
stop.
No, I don't see any, but I'm going to have to come out and...
What's the middle row? The middle row is cantaloupe. Do not go in the ant pile. Middle row is cantaloupe. And this
Ava,
row...
will you grab Elena? We'll pull her away. Hold her.
This row is watermelon. This one... I love watermelon. ...passed away.
Yeah, there's nothing growing in that corner, but the pumpkins are clearly doing the best.
These 2 are watermelon.
Watermelons, and then cantaloupe in the middle.
Cantaloupe, and then pumpkins. And Elena is going to attack that ant pile.
Okay, one more update. This right here is an idea that my wife had from Pinterest. It's just a pallet that I picked up from Lowe's. They have a ton of them, and they did provide this to me for free. Filled it up with soil, and we are going to transfer the herbs that we started from saplings, from little seeds. We're going to transfer them in here probably next week. My wife wants to wait a little bit longer until she feels they're stronger, and then we'll write with chalk or some white paint on those slats what is growing in each of those quadrants. So very cool.
Yes, and right over here, around this tree. So my mom got like 4 boxes of wildflower seeds, and some said shaded, some said sunny, some said bees, some said pollinator. I don't know. And she planted, this one was, of course, the shaded one. Do you see something? Do you see the grass? Hi! And she planted them all around this tree. We don't see any flowers yet, but we're hoping that we will see some flowers.
Yeah, we planted some wildflowers underneath that tree,
Oh,
and they're meant for shade.
The only flowers we see are these.
Yep, that's a pretty flower. All right. Last thing before we sign off, we want to give you a quick introduction to our fruit trees. This right here is a peach tree that's probably 3.5 years old. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, you probably can see the peaches. We hope to have, 70 to 80 peaches this year. Some of them won't survive the squirrels. Some of them just fall off on their own. But I usually come out and grab them either at the end of May or early June, just before they're fully ripened, and let them continue to ripen in the house. That way, I ensure I get as many as possible before the squirrels get them.
This is what they happen to look like when they fall.
Yep, a few fell on the ground. Elena has them.
She loves them.
And you can already see some insect holes in
Mama.
it. And then these trees right here. These trees right here are pear. That's a pear tree. That's a plum tree. and then another pear tree. So plum trees usually cross-pollinate. I need to get a second plum tree. I had one, but it died. However, there are some little plums growing in here.
Which is super surprising because there's not another one. Wait,
Well,
Dad.
a bee could have easily come and pollinated this from another plum tree in the neighborhood. But these two pear trees are about 2.5 years old, and as long as the squirrels don't get them and the insects don't get them, we should have
Hey, I see some up
we
there.
should have a decent amount this year. You can see pears right there.
Yeah, and over here too. Dad,
You growing right there,
Dad.
and the other tree looks the same.
Daddy, do you think you could still break that? The tree?
Maybe. That tree is an experiment, and Ava's laughing at my little baby tree.
You should see my baby. Oh, I know.
So that baby tree is the same tree that is growing in the back near with the chickens, and I'm about to show you what that tree is. So let's head back and look at the chickens. Here we are at the chickens. If you remember, we have 10, 5 that are older and 5 that are almost 5 months now. 4.5, 5 months. We think that white one might be a rooster. If it is a rooster, it has not cock-a-doodle-dooed yet.
Cock-a-doodle.
Also known as crowing. But we do think it's a rooster from the shape of its tail and its iridescent
Size.
feathers on the neck.
Yeah, but it's also
And it's also
size.
larger than the others, correct. There's our Ted Bundy pool. Yep, we're that family.
And we were swimming in it, and Elena got in the pool for the first time, and we will reach the bottom. Yes, and we will show you a picture right now. We're back. And so, let's go check the eggs.
All right, check the eggs. While Angie's checking the eggs, that little pathetic looking tree that Ava laughed at is the same breed as this tree.
Wait.
I don't know what type of tree this is, but it's clearly the same one. It was transplanted from behind this chicken coop, and the leaves look the same, and I thought it would be cool to have a taller tree growing in the front yard.
Maybe it's
We'll
a
see if it
vegetable tree.
we'll see if it grows.
Well, we got 2 chicken eggs.
2 eggs. We'll probably eat those tomorrow morning with some Bisquick and milk.
Pancakes!
All right, girls. What do y'all say?
Well, Elena's feeding them grass, but thank you for watching Bird Brain Farming. Please subscribe. Bye!